Hi, I'm Angus Chris Gillespie, your host on East Brunswick Television, and we're here today to talk about the upcoming New Jersey Folk Festival. It's going to take place on Saturday, April 27th, from 10 in the morning till 6 in the evening, rain or shine. It takes place on the Douglas campus of Rutgers University, specifically on the Eagleton Institute lawn, which is not too far from Sears. It's located at George Street and Writers Lane at the intersection there. And we're celebrating the 45th anniversary this year, so we're going to be focused on some of the best ethnic acts from the past few years. And I have with us two students from Rutgers University. We have Jacob Torpy and Ben Asher. Jake, what is your job on the Folk Festival?
So this year my job is to be the web and program book coordinator. So basically I run the festival's website, update it with all the performers, all the craft vendors we have, the food vendors, as well as create a program book for the website that has basically everything about the festival that year, all the acts with descriptions of them, so we never, lose the information of every festival, as well as I create a program sheet that we hand out at the festival for just like a little synopsis of what people can expect.
And is this your first year on the festival?
No, this is actually my third year on the festival.
Wow. What were your previous jobs?
Last year I did the food vendor coordinating, so I just contacted all the food vendors we had at the festival.
How many food vendors do they generally have?
We usually have around 19 to 20 of all different types of food, so everyone can find something that they...
And they're craft vendors as well, right?
Yes.
How many craft vendors usually?
We normally have around 100 craft vendors,
Wow,
all with unique folk art.
Cool. Ben, what's your job?
Yeah, so as Pineland stage coordinator, it's our one of our more intimate stages that we have, where we have mostly acoustic performances that happen there. So my job is to sort of facilitate all the performances that are happening there, and also sort of facilitate the veterans recognition ceremonies that will be taking place there as well.
So is it fair to say that this is more low-key than the main stage?
Yes, you could definitely have a lot more of an intimate setting there. Okay. And it'll be a really great opportunity for people to come and sort of enjoy the more acoustic music
selections. So these are sort of like workshops?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
So Jake, what are we doing about Turkey this year?
Yeah.
I remember that was a theme a couple years back.
Yeah, I think it was actually 2 years ago. So this year we're showcasing Aytekin Senyalar. He plays the kanun from Turkey. He's a famous Turkish musician. And the kanun is kind of like a laptop harp. It has 72 tones and it's a really beautiful instrument.
Sort of like a zither.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be great to have him at the festival performing his music. He's been doing it ever since he was a little kid.
In Turkey?
In Turkey, yeah. He took his father's and uncle's kanun classes and learned from them and went on to
it's a tradition that's been passed down in his family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's definitely an expert and he's definitely going to put on a good performance for the festival.
And Ben, what about bluegrass? What are we doing about bluegrass this year?
Yeah, so we have a great performer named Dan O'Day, a very multi-talented musician who plays fiddle, mandolin, guitar, banjo, stand-up bass, and also sings lead and harmony vocals with his band. Dan has performed live on radio with John McEwen and has jammed on stage with great stars such as Pete Seeger and Clarence Clemens of the E Street Band, Tony Trischka, Tom Paxton. He has a great repertoire that he has ready for us.
And I understand he's also the music director for the Folk Festival.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's a really integral part of everything we're doing at New Jersey Folk Festival.
You know what they say about bluegrass musicians? Bluegrass musician is a guy who will drive 300 miles to hear himself play.
Of course.
Yeah. Jake, what are we doing about Native Americans this year?
Yeah, so Native Americans was our theme last year. It's personally one of my favorite themes of the festival. And so this year we're having them back. We're having the Lenni Lenape tribe from South Jersey, the Powhatan tribe from Central Jersey, and the Ramapo from North Jersey. And we're probably going to have them do a panel discussion, discuss all of their traditions, kind of a smaller version of what the festival was last year. And so specifically from the Lenni Lenape, there's going to be demonstrations of drum making and the wampum weaving. The Powhatans are going to talk about how they suffered from their reservation being seized under the Christie administration. And the Ramapo are going to talk about their efforts in their language preservation that they continue to do today.
Ben, what about the maritime aspect?
Yeah, we have a great man coming in to sort of give an insight of the sort of maritime theme that we're having as well. Mr. Sanfilippo, who's a retired professor of maritime history who currently lives in Maine, will be bringing songs of the 19th century Sag Harbor and Greenport whalers to the John German Memorial Library during a program titled "How Many Tale the Music Tells." It's a very interesting program he has ready. He will be making music inspired by the experiences of whalers by using instruments such as banjo, guitar, and concertina. And he wants to open the New Jersey community to the world of whalers, who were, in fact, very complex people.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that he's coming because he's quite famous in maritime circles. I understand that he's often played at the Mystic Seaport in Connecticut with other talented musicians. So about this whole New Jersey Folk Festival, Jake, is this a club? Is it a course? How does it fit into the Rutgers curriculum?
We call it an internship. So the students, it's an internship we do practice professional skills. But it is a class that we take once a week. We learn about folk music, folk art, and then the second half of the class we do our little business meeting for the planning of the festival. So it's kind of like a half class, half internship.
Okay. Well, I want to remind our viewers, we're talking about the upcoming New Jersey Folk Festival. It's to take place on Saturday, April 27th, 2019. It's on the grounds of the Eagleton Institute on Douglas campus, which is the corner of George Street and Writers Lane. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., rain or shine. It's free to the public, and we're going to be featuring the best of the past. Thank you.